Buying a lake house, what you need to know and consider. Dear friends, a lake house can be one of the most worthwhile purchases you make, an investment in a lifetime of unforgettable summer vacations and weekend getaways. Owning a lake house can be a lot of fun, but it can also be a lot of work. From finding the right house to getting a mortgage to keeping up with maintenance, you need to be prepared before you go into the process. Here's what you need to know when you're in the market for a lakefront vacation home. How much does a lake house cost? Before you start looking at houses, you need to consider whether you'll really be able to afford an investment like this. It's more than just being able to afford the mortgage, there are a lot of costs that come with owning a lake home. Property cost. Waterfront property, for starters, is generally more expensive than other types of houses, and if you're purchasing it as a second home, financing will come with more stringent requirements. For example, second home purchases require a larger minimum down payment than primary residence purchases. Depending on the type of loan, you may be required to put a minimum of 10%, 15%, or 20%, or more, down. Insurance and maintenance. You'll probably have to pay for flood insurance, on top of what will likely be higher than average homeowners' insurance costs. Even if you aren't required to have flood insurance, you should still seriously consider it. Even just a few inches of water can cause costly damage to a home, and regular homeowners' insurance typically doesn't cover flood damage. You'll also likely have a larger maintenance budget on a lakefront property, as homes near the water tend to get more wear and tear, in addition to having more property components requiring time and money, such as a dock that needs regular maintenance. Time and effort. There are also non-financial obligations that come with purchasing a vacation home, especially one on a lakefront. You should think about whether all the maintenance and effort the home requires will be worth it to you, or if it would be worth it to pay someone else to take care of the house. The fun stuff. Now, we can finally get to the reason you're considering buying a lake house in the first place. While having a lake house can be a ton of fun, remember that all the activities you associate with it, boating, jet skiing, water skiing, aren't cheap. Make sure you know what gear you'll be in the market for once the house is yours, and how much it will cost. What to ask when buying a lake house. If you're considering buying lakefront property, you're probably envisioning spending many a sunny summer day swimming, paddling, and fishing to your heart's content. It would probably be disappointing if you found out after buying the house that you aren't allowed to do any of those things or that the property requires something special in order to do them. Before you decide on your dream home, it's important to get the lowdown. Here are a few examples of what you should ask your real estate agent or the seller when buying a lake house. Does the property require flood insurance? What are the property and waterfront rights? Are watercraft with motors allowed on the lake? What is the quality of the lake water? Is there a homeowners association or similar governing body for the lake community, and what are their bylaws? How close is the nearest grocery store and gas station? If the area is more rural or secluded, will you have to pay a premium for utilities? Does the property have its own private septic system? How is the cell phone service, and will I need to pay for a landline? When purchasing a lakefront property, it's likely that you will be working with a real estate agent who is knowledgeable about the properties and the lay of the land in that area. This makes them a great resource to turn to in getting these questions answered and for walking you through anything else that's important for you to know before buying a lake house. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For getting more useful and interesting information, subscribe to Engineer AJ Ladd's channel How to Make My House.